All right, he's Steve. This is Joe. You're listening to Hero Talk. All right, so today's episode is a special episode. We said we'd do this a long time ago, so we're finally getting to do it because, well, we're busy people. Well, Steve's busy, I'm not. And true. So we're going to dedicate this whole episode to our favorite female superheroes.
Yep, superheroines.
All right, so, and we'll just break it down to comics, TV, and movies. So, comics. When you were reading comics, who stood out to you?
From as a youngster, when I used to read comics more religiously than I do now, probably actually Wonder Woman was the first true female superhero that caught my attention. Batgirl as well, because I was a big Batman fan, but Wonder Woman tends to be the more iconic of those. What about you?
Well, it's funny because I always say I read Spider-Man and Thor. So in Thor, you had Lady Sif, and she was a warrior that played with the boys. You know, like she was Thor's equal. You know, and that's like their love it could never work because they were the same warrior. Like you ever thought of Sif as just a woman. She was a warrior, and it's like I said, I started reading when Walt Simonson was writing and art was doing the art for Thor comics. So she had like a love affair with Beta Ray Bill because they were warriors, you know. And so Lady Sif, and then I didn't read X-Men, but Storm was one of my, I guess you can call it, idols. You know, like
I can see that.
Black woman leading. I mean, they said at that time she was leading the X-Men.
I like that.
Yeah, because they had X Factor. And the original X-Men were doing the original X-Men were doing X Factor. So Storm was leading that group of Havoc, Wolverine, those ragtag bunch of X-Men. And it's funny, and I think that's why I don't like the X-Men movies, because I don't think Halle Berry really portrayed the leader Storm,
captured that essence
from the comic book.
I can see that too.
Yeah, but I'll say this: now I'm reading, and for you viewers that can see us live, I'm reading the female Thor, Jane Foster, under the recommendation of William Demerit, who told me many, many, many times to read it. And it's I read the first book, and it's really good. It's really good. So let's see how they incorporate that with the movie Love and Thunder.
What about, speaking of X-Men, what do you think about Jean Grey?
You know, I liked the Phoenix story. You know, I liked when Jean was Phoenix. And I love the Phoenix Saga, Phoenix Saga, Dark Phoenix Saga. I was disappointed when they brought her back and she was just Jean.
Right.
And because even though Jean is the most powerful telepath there is.
Well, it took a long time to get to the Phoenix. I mean, she's an original.
Yeah.
So she's been around a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you're original X-Men number 1 in 1965.
I do like the old X-Men. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I think that was a pretty cool saga.
Yeah, I did, and it's, I think she gets a. Like I said, I didn't read X-Men, like I follow, but I don't know if she's dead in the comics now, but she keeps on dying because they brought her back as Jean Grey, like with the 90s cartoon. She was a prominent member of that team, and then I think she died, and Cyclops started a relationship with Emma Frost, the White Queen. So. I don't know, but yeah, comics. It's like I know the big thing now. I mean, like we have more female diversity and more inclusion in comic books now than we did when we were kids growing up.
True. I think well, with few exceptions. I mean, you had Wonder Woman, of course, and stuff, but with few exceptions, in the older comics, the female heroes tend to be not sidekicks, so to speak, but just a little lower on the tier than their male counterparts. Like you have Superman, and he overshadows Supergirl. You have Batman, who overshadows Batgirl. Batgirl, who is actually Commissioner Gordon's daughter. Originally, she becomes Batgirl to one because she likes Batman, to emulate Batman. So. And fight crime. So, but she is secondary to the male character. And I think we're seeing a transition in comics today where that isn't so much the case. I think they're more equal, and in some cases, the males are even subservient to the female character.
I agree. And again, comic books is 70s, 80s, generally a boy thing. So it was catered to boys. So yeah, and like I said, you get She-Hulk and Spider-Woman. But now it's like I said, like talking to my cousin Bill. I mean, he reads Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, the Kamala Khan, Wonder Woman. So and the stories are much better now for females superheroes. They say it's the story writing is better, so you can get a good Captain. Like I said, like this Thor. I mean, I've read Thor my entire life, and this is good. And I know that it's Jane Foster, which makes it. I know the mystery in the end, but how they're going through it with Thor being unworthy was really, really cool. So yeah, but I said comic books now. I said I just read graphic novels here and there, but I don't. And I know the industry is much more diverse with female superheroes with better stories. Which is cool. So TV. So I think we both watched a ton of TV. So when you watch TV, what female superheroes? And I think I know the top one.
Well, I got different grades of superheroes, but I am a big fan of the female heroine in film in general, whether it's movies or TV. And it's not even a sexist thing. It's just I like the female characters, and as far as overall, I would have to say my favorite. I'm a big sci-fi fan. I'm a big Firefly, Serenity fan, and I really, really like the character of River Tam. I think that could have been, had that show sustained, that could have been a really great character. But I also like, I like the old campy superhero shows. So I like the Batgirl characters from Batman, the old Batman shows, Adam West, Burt Ward. I liked the Catwoman in that show as well.
Oh, there's many.
There's three of them. Yeah.
I don't know the third one. One from the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I like those characters. I thought they were really, really good. Other TV heroines, you can go back a ways, but I liked the Bionic Woman. I was a big $6 Million Man fan, and I liked it when they carried it over to the Bionic Woman. I thought that was great. They had some good crossovers and stuff, and I thought that was a good show. What about you?
It's funny because so as a young adolescent boy, I watched Wonder Woman, and I don't think I watched Wonder Woman for the artistic value of Wonder Woman. I watched Wonder Woman because Linda Carter is a beautiful woman. She spins around and she turns into Wonder Woman. All right. So, and I think it's funny because they tried to reboot the Wonder Woman TV series with Adrienne Palicki. I'm going to mispronounce her name, but she's on the Orville. She played Lady J. Yes. She's all over the place. And I remember the horrible backlash that show got because her outfit wasn't Wonder Woman. She was wearing spandex. Right. It was a very conservative outfit. Her traditional Amazon show me some leg outfit. And the show didn't even get the pilot off the air because they were so disgusted by her outfit. And nowadays, when the Wonder Woman movie came out, we're so disgusted by her outfit because it's true to the form and she's showing too much skin. And it just shows how sometimes things are just a little too early. Like your Firefly.
Do you think the Linda Carter Wonder Woman holds up today? Story-wise,
it's your episodic superhero. I believe is it on the DC network? It is? Okay. So I like you. I like going back to watch those episodes. I'm not a new generation person that that's too old. I can't watch it. Right. And again, I think Linda Carter played Wonder Woman today because she is on Supergirl. But I mean that was like that Bionic Woman because I did watch the $6 Million Man too. Those shows, but my superheroes, the modern TV shows, I like more. And I guess because I'm a more mature adult and I can take
Do you think do you think, as we go back in time a little bit, if we go back in time, do you think, before the days of superheroes, the comic book characters that we put on the screen, do you think maybe the female superheroes of yesterday were like the Mrs. Cleaver from the moms, the TV moms and things? Maybe?
Well, yeah, and it's it's just the way society was back in the day. Claire Huxtable, powerful. And she was a lawyer, but
they were powerful characters.
Yes.
And I think it's a shame that we've gone so far to the other side of feminism that we look at some of those roles and think, "Oh, that's a stereotypical." That's what, we think. I think those women were portrayed as heroes, just in a different way, in a way for the times.
Yeah, I mean, in real life, get away from conflicts. Anyone will tell you that a mom doing the job, staying home, taking care of kids, like 21 jobs. That it's a hard job. I tried it once, I couldn't do it. But yeah, so the old TV shows. I mean, and again, we didn't have comic heroes, on TV, at all. So yes, we do neglect those roles, those so-called traditional roles. But again, a hero is a figure that's larger than life. They don't have to put on a cape.
That's right.
I have a magic lasso. So, but yeah, and like the old TV shows. Yeah, that's where I would say you would find your female superheroes. I said like modern TV shows. I said and if you listen to a podcast, that we're big fans of the Arrowverse, and they have great women heroes on that show.
They do.
Like I said, like my favorite, I say Sarah Lance.
I love Sarah.
Yes. Her progression from Oliver's girlfriend to the Black Canary to an assassin to Resurrection, White Canary, being a sidekick, like derelict of the Legends, but then leading the Legends. And I like the character of Rip, but I like Sarah character leading the Legends better.
I do too. I agree 100% on that. I really like the progression of her character. And I was really disappointed when they killed her off the first time.
Oh, in Arrow? Yeah.
And then you have her sister as well, Laurel Lance. Who was a hero. Now, Laurel wasn't one of my favorite characters, but I actually like her alternate universe.
Earth 2?
Her Earth 2 persona better than I liked her original persona.
Dark Siren is a much better character.
I think so.
And then what they did with Dark Siren's redemption story with Captain Lance, much better than just Laurel battling demons and alcohol and stuff like that. So, and again, it just shows you that the progression that we make now to actually, it shouldn't be male character versus female character. It should just be character.
Right.
But like I said, I don't know if did you watch the last season of Arrow? Mm-hmm. Okay, so when they did the Canaries, when it was Sarah, Dinah, and Laurel,
right,
that episode together, like how they came together, and it went with the story. It's not an in-your-face, oh, look here, which I know some people turn it off. It was just three good women superheroes coming together, fighting, and for a cause, say like, hey, and that's how they formed the Canary Union of just women helping women.
And we've had this discussion before offline where, we both like female superheroes and female characters, but some have taken it so far in the opposite direction, it becomes almost a turnoff rather than something that excites me in any form.
I agree, and the one of those shows was Supergirl. I like Supergirl, but I didn't like the progression in the character. And I think Supergirl was way too much, spent more time dealing with the social political issues than dealing with the character.
They politicized the show, and they politicized the character to support whatever agendas they want to support. That doesn't matter what they support. It's just, that's not what I want from any superhero. It doesn't matter whether it's a male or a female superhero. I want to see my superhero in action do cool things. I watch superhero shows. I read comics. I watch superhero movies to escape the politicalization of various topics and things in our day-to-day lives. Because we get it every single day, hammered down our throat by totally biased media out there. So, it's my escape.
Mm-hmm.
And when they bring that into my escape, then it's no longer an escape, right?
I agree. And again, you there's ways to put your message into an episode without reinforcing, hey, look, I did it, and because that kind of turns me off. And I think like Supergirl, and it's like there's a lot of messages in there, and I'm going to say that wasn't the main cause for me turning off Supergirl. The main cause for me turning off Supergirl was I didn't like the character progression. I didn't like the progression it had with the other characters. Like I watch Flash and I watch Arrow, and those characters evolve and get better. I didn't think the characters in Supergirl did. I think they just stayed stagnant. The villain was the same.
I agree.
The show, to me, and I don't know that they spent too much time putting a message in and not developing characters.
That's exactly what I think they did. I think they were spending too much time figuring out how to put their political agenda into the show by building a solid character story, and that's what really lost me.
Yeah.
You got Batwoman coming out.
Mm-hmm.
The show itself looks okay. I haven't seen it, so I don't know, obviously. But the character was interesting when she made her appearance in the one episode.
Yeah. And that was in the Elseworlds
crossover. Yeah. I'll be honest, and I'll be flat out. You just got to be blunt about this. I do not mind the sexual orientation of my superhero. I don't really care. I don't care if they're straight, gay, whatever the case may be. But again, I don't think that should be used as a platform to politicize that.
I agree. And again, and I did some research on the Batwoman because when I watched the DC animated, The Bad Blood, mm-hmm. and I said that in a separate podcast, that whatever this hero's gender orientation, whatever they sexual orientation, that's cool. If it deals with the character's progression, that's what I want. If you're just putting out there just to put a label, that's not fair. I mean, so it's not fair. But I just want the characters from the comic books to come alive in the TV shows and movies that I want. And again, and if she's an open lesbian, that's good. Then her balancing her superhero life with her relationship with Maggie. That's what I want to see. Just like Superman has to balance it with Lois Lane.
Yeah, it should be no different.
Yeah. So
and it should be treated no different.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it. And I know there's a lot of backlash with the Batwoman the trailer because people said it was too feminist and I'm gonna watch it, and if it is and it's a turn off because it doesn't enhance the character or the villains of the show, then you'll lose me. But I just hope that we just take the character Kathy Kane, put it in a TV show, do some crossovers with Supergirl, with the Flash, and we can't do it with Arrow because Arrow's going to end. Maybe the Legends might come.
Hopefully Arrow will go out with a bang.
I think Arrow will go out with a bang. I don't know. I think Tom Welland's in it. I don't know.
Yeah, let's remember.
But yeah, so
they're going to get about 10 Superman in this.
Yeah. So yeah, Batwoman, Supergirl. I said I fell off, but I still got my Black Lightning. I mean, we met Mephisto Williams.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked her. I love her character in Black Lightning because she's the character's growing. She deviated to a Robin Hood different persona.
I liked in Black Lightning, I like the social issues that they deal with, and like there was one episode where there's been a big thing lately about getting rid of Confederate monuments, things like that in real life, right? So they had an episode like that where there was this monument thing, but it actually, I like the episode because it actually taught a lesson. Like, whether you agree or disagree with something, it's not necessarily your place to make that decision. And she figures that out after she destroys.
Because he tested her.
Right.
How do you know this person's a bad guy just because of something they're wearing? No, you have to know who the bad guy is before you talk about it. It's a learning lesson, and that's how I think a positive way to put your message in the show, because one that developed her character.
It did.
It did. So that's it. I love her character on that show. Like I said, like she did the whole Nightshade where she's robbing the drug dealers to give money to the church.
Right.
So again, we have deep characters, deep characters in TV, which is cool, and we also have them in the movies. So the big superhero movies with female leads: Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel.
Yes, those are the newest ones, the latest ones. I liked both those movies. The only problem I had with Wonder Woman was the time frame, because I thought it was too early for Steve Trevor and that whole thing. But beyond that, that movie was good. Really good.
I believe that after I saw that, you were the first person I texted. I said, I think DC made a good movie.
Yes, yes, and I think they did. And I really enjoyed that movie, and the plot was good. Like I said, the only thing that was a detractor for me was the time frame, because if you read the comics, and you know that Steve Trevor was a pilot. Yeah, he was a pilot in the movie, but he wasn't flying biplane.
No, I didn't like the World War I aspect, and I thought that was way too close to Captain America.
Yeah,
like, we don't need DC to make a Captain America movie.
That
may have been
what they were shooting.
I didn't like that, but
they may just have wanted to. They needed some plot excitement, and what's more plot excitement than a battlefield?
True, and it's funny because then talking to Mr. Demerit there again, I'm going to shout this guy out. It's been a nice long conversation. You can listen to it, and we were talking about the Wonder Woman movie, and he was telling me that the scene in the No Man's Land when she goes out and she's deflecting the bullets and stuff like that, that was Patty Jenkins' defining moment for her to be Wonder Woman. And Warner Brothers actually wanted them to cut that out, and she fought to keep that scene, because that is the transition. What I like about Wonder Woman was it stayed true to the character. It retold the origin story. Just a little deviation. Like I said, I wasn't upset. But it's the same thing. He crash lands on the Amazonian island, Themyscira,
right.
and
and honestly, when you have a character, even if you've been on the small screen TV, I always like to at least get some form of the origin story in the original movie.
Yeah.
And, I just what gets me, and what DC does time and time again, is they repeat that origin story over and over. Marvel also did with the Spider-Man stories too. You kept getting the origin story of Spider-Man over and over. I was so thankful when the new Spider-Man didn't go there. We already had that established, right? So and that's the thing. I think once you establish the origin story of a hero, you can move on with a whole new story. You don't need to spend the first half of your movie explaining where they come from. I think that wastes time, and basically I'm paying for the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I agree. As I said, the Wonder Woman movie was, it was enjoyable. It stuck to the game. I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
I do too.
It's a good movie, plain and simple. And you've heard us say it time and time again. Same with Captain Marvel.
My son seen Captain Marvel before I did. He was like, "Oh, you ain't like that." It's all about woman power. And I was like, "Oh, I'll watch it." And of course, I was going to see it anyway. I see all the problems, and I like it. I like her character. Is there a little bit of feminist power going on? Sure, but I think it plays well to her role. I think it plays well to her character, and I didn't think it was too overdone. Actually, I thought it was pretty good. And to me, she was no different than if it would have been a male Captain Marvel. It would have been you could have swapped them interchangeably, and the movie would have been just as good, just the same, either way. And I really enjoyed that movie.
I did too, and I guess I'm dumb because I didn't see the feminism. Maybe because I wasn't looking for the feminism. Because I go to a movie to enjoy the character.
Me too.
And again,
and I enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie.
Talking to Bill, because when we talked about Captain Marvel, like the scene where towards the end when she finally Super Saiyan's powers up, and he's like it's a blatant feminist moment of her, stand up, fight, stand up. And he told me that. I was like, oh, okay, I guess so, because I missed it. I just saw that as a defining moment of Carol breaking the chains, breaking the restrictions to fully become the hero she's supposed to be.
Exactly.
That's what I saw. That's what I felt. And if I missed it, the feminist part of it, then I guess I'm dumb and I don't know what's going on in the world.
I'm positive there's a message there. But you know what? I looked through the message because it's not why I was there, and I seen that for what I seen it as. And to me, you said it best. Basically, she's going Super Saiyan, which was super hot to me. I thought that was like the best thing ever because sorry about that.
There goes the E.
That never happened on this show. Because I love that type of character. I love that persona. And like I said, it doesn't matter whether it was a male or female. That actually played no role for me. I get the same euphoria when I watch Dragon Ball Z, when I watch the Cell Saga, and I watch little Gohan go to Super Saiyan 2. I mean, that's the same feeling I got when I watched her power up in the movie. So it doesn't matter what the sex of the character is. I just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, again, with Captain Marvel, and I'll throw some useless dumb comic book facts. Like I say, I think like Carol is not the first Captain Marvel. The first was Marvel, which they gender swapped in the movie.
They did.
But Annette Banks' character,
yes,
because like I guess Jude Law looked like Captain Marvel, and I thought he was going to be Captain Marvel, the original Marvel, but it was Annette Bening, and that was cool because I said I didn't see that coming, and they said with the gender swap, so fooled me there. They actually had the second Captain Marvel, which was her Fly Girls. Let's say that was Maria Rambeau. Her daughter, Monica, is actually the second Captain Marvel, who was leader of the Avengers when I was reading comics. And I read that an adult character of Monica Rambeau is going to be in the Scarlet Witch Vision Disney Plus series. So probably going to make her as Photon to relate that to the Captain Marvel.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, so
I like that.
And then it's funny because the character Carol Danvers actually in her comic books has been through hell and beyond. Sexually assaulted. The Rogue took her powers and memories. She became another character named Binary Warbird. Then I think everybody she ran around in the bathing suit and hooker boots as Miss Marvel for most of her career, but then becomes Captain Marvel, wearing a uniform, and won't become one of the leaders of the Avengers. So it's her character itself in the comic books is actually more complex than what I think they portrayed in the movie.
True.
But the movie told a nice, simple story, which is all I want, and I just want to be entertained, which I was. A nice buddy cop movie with her and Nick Fury before he loses his eye, which I thought was horrible. The way he lost his eye, I knew as soon as he grabbed, I trust you. I'm like, oh no, that's it. That's the person he trusts with this dumb cat. So, but I like that movie a lot. Looking forward in movies and comic books, because that's it. They have the Scarlet Witch TV series.
Right.
They have the Thor Love and Thunder, which is Valkyrie, Natalie Portman coming back as Jane Foster, and then the Wonder Woman sequel, Wonder Woman 84, with Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. They say Chris Pine is back, but I've read things on how he's back.
I'm just curious how they pull it off and keep continuity, or if they just make it a standalone story. I don't know.
I heard they're not keeping continuity, and I'm not happy about that.
What about some of the other superheroes from movies? They don't have to be like superheroes. So
okay, yeah, not comic book style.
No, they don't necessarily be comic book style. I mean, again, you have River Tam and Serenity. What about Mila Jovovich in Ultraviolet? I like that character.
I like Mila Jovovich in all the Resident Evil movies.
I did too.
I've watched every single Resident Evil movie. I own them all.
I think she plays a great female heroine.
She does. Which is odd because we don't really have that in movies right now. which I don't know why. Because there was that era we had Mila doing the Resident Evils. We had Kate Beckinsale doing the Underworld movies.
Yeah,
and
you had Eon Flux. You had a whole bunch of movies where you had female heroes for a little while. They've kind of trailed off a little bit. Have you seen Alita?
I have not seen Alita.
I think you'd enjoy it. I thought it was really good.
Please spoil it. It's on DVD, so if people care about spoiling, it's too late.
And Alita is basically this battle robot. She was built for combat. She doesn't know that, when they find her. She learns that in her progression. And she eventually finds a body that suits her, which is a battle robot's body, which is kind of cool. She is a battle angel.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is really good. I highly recommend it. I liked it. I wasn't so hung on the very ending.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the ending could have been a little better, but they left it open for another movie. It's really what they did. So, but I highly recommend everyone watching it.
Okay.
Checking it out. The main character is animated.
Mm-hmm.
She's obviously played by a real person, but the way she looks is animated. Yeah. And they chose to keep her true to her Japanese origins, like keeping the large eyes.
Yeah, the anime look, having
the animated look. Right. It's actually a pretty good movie. I really liked it. So, what about? Let's go back to the 80s. Let's go back to the original Supergirl.
Original Supergirl movie. Oh my God, Steve, that movie is so bad. Yes, it was so bad. Helen Slater as Supergirl is Supergirl. Alright. Anytime they put Helen Slater in Smallville or Supergirl, I'm so happy to see Supergirl still in the Superman TV show. I did watch Supergirl. Of course, I was disappointed because Superman didn't show up. And later on in life, I learned that there was copyright issues, and Christopher Reeve was supposed to make a cameo, but he didn't. And oh man, we can't Yeah, it's a great bad movie. And I love Helen Slater as Supergirl. It's just it's just a time where we just couldn't get we couldn't get comic book movies to be mainstream, and two, putting a female lead was like, no, we're not doing that at all.
So what about how do you feel about transposing characters? Like for example, in the 1979, 1980 version of Battlestar Galactica, Starbuck is Benedict.
Starbuck was there, and Starbuck switched.
And in the new version, Katie Sackhoff becomes. How do you feel about that?
I do not care if the character is played by a woman, by a man, black, white, Asian, yellow, as long as you're playing the character.
That's it.
Honestly, I like Katie Sackhoff's Starbuck better than Dirk Benedict. And Dirk Benedict was the cool flyboy because he's ace. He's Dirk Benedict. He's the coolest guy on TV. He was back then. Yeah, he's fake.
Because face on 18, it's exactly.
Katie Sackhoff's Starbuck was badass, cool, top flight, and it had nothing to do with her being a woman.
Right. Yeah. And I agree with you 100%. I love her character in Battlestar Galactica, and I'm glad that they did that. And she wasn't the only character that did that in Battlestar Galactica.
No, because
they did it with Boom as well,
who was a Cylon.
Yes.
Oh, you can't. Thank God the podcast audience can't see me choke myself. That's.
But how do you feel about that? You went from an African American male to an Asian female.
And again, I don't care because she played.
I agree. And I think it was great.
I think we spent so much negative energy on it's supposed to be this, it's supposed to be that, it's supposed to be the character. Now, I'll tell you a little side. So, and you were with me. We went to one of the Comic Cons. There was a little white boy in a Black Panther mask. And he did the whole Black Panther, claws and stuff like that. And it's like, it's like he's playing Black Panther. He doesn't see a color. He just sees a character.
That's right.
And that's what we need to be in the world. just play the character. That's all I want. My characters from the source material, the comic books, and come to life. You know, and if we gender swap, if we change the race, so it's fun. You know, and again, adding diversity, like the new Eternals movie, it's a very diverse cast. You know, I think the only diversity we had when we were growing up was the Super Friends.
I'll tell you, the diverse family is the Shazam family, the new movie.
And that was and it's funny talking to him. Yeah, man, Bill, you better listen to this episode because I'm name dropping you all over. So when we were talking, he didn't know of the new 52 Marvel family because he's like, oh, it's pretty neat how DC. And he said DC is very diverse. You know, they've done a diversity change much better than Marvel, but Marvel started the game early. And he's like, yeah, it was just the diversity wasn't in your face with the Marvel family. And I was like, Bill, read New 52. That is the exact Marvel family. I told him that me and you researched that after watching.
They literally found actors and actresses that came right off the comic book page.
Yes.
I mean, they looked the part.
Yes, because the original Marvel family, in the 60s and 70s, they were all white. But the New 52 was the people you see in the movie.
Yeah.
And again,
I thought it was
great. Yeah, it was. You know, and again, and I didn't like, oh, it's not the original. No, hey, this is the source we're using. Let's go with it.
What about speaking of looking at non-superhero female heroines? What about, like, say, Captain Janeway from Star Trek?
Ah, okay. So Star Trek, which is funny because I remember the gigantic stink that was made when they were coming out with Voyager, and it's gonna be a female captain. And they were like, oh my God, a female captain! Oh, you know. Now, let me ask you this: did yesterday's Enterprise come out before Voyager with Captain Garrett as the captain of Enterprise?
Oh, yeah, long before.
Okay, so we had a female captain
because you had a whole other series before Voyager.
Right. Yeah. So that's just one episode. So when they had a whole series with Jing with a female captain, it was an uproar. And I watched Voyager, and it's funny because Voyager is my least favorite Star Trek series, not because of Captain Janeway. Because the first officer is useless. Chakotay is useless. Okay, like I said, Kirk had Spock, Picard had Riker, heck, Archer had Trip and T'Pol. Okay, Janeway had Chakotay, which means she had to do it herself. Janeway's progression in character went from diplomatic, Picard type, let's do this the right way, to I gotta get my ship home, I'm doing this my way, the Kirk way, the cowboy diplomacy way, whatever I gotta do.
Which early in the series she was completely against. There's even an episode where they talk about that. Yeah. And they actually go back in time on the original Excelsior with Sulu.
Right. And yes, the way she progressed to get her ship home, love that character. I love the character of Janeway. I think her support, with Star Trek, it's the bridge crew which makes you.
Sure.
Which makes you. And I think her bridge crew was the weakest of any series.
I agree.
Which is why I don't think that's why it's not my favorite show. Voyager had great episodes. Janeway's a great captain. But yeah, and I remember that. I mean, it was on TV Guide. Like, oh, Kate Mulligan, females, and it was fine. You know, it was fine because it was Star Trek. You know, I don't care who the captain is, black, white. You know, hey, Paul Winfield was the first black captain I saw, and he got the thing put in his ear in the Wrath of Khan. They turned the page around themselves and wouldn't kill. I don't care. You know, like I don't get it. I know you haven't watched Discovery Season 2 yet, but I can tell you, the Enterprise crew, and they only have 3 people really off the crew: Pike, Spock, and Number 1. And Rebecca Romaine Stamos plays Number 1. I think she may be in 3-4 episodes, has small scenes, but man, her screen presence when she's on is amazing. And to the point where I want a show with Pike, with Anson Mount as Pike, Rebecca Romaine Stamos as his Number 1, and whoever that guy that played Spock, because he was good. He was a good Spock. And do a Pike series, maybe his last year before he turns over to Kirk, stuff like that. But yeah, Star Trek female presence, man. Let's see, Next Generation. I mean, Troy was cool, but I think Dr. Crusher was better.
She was.
Well, much better.
There's also Dr. Pulaski.
I didn't like Dr. Crusher. She was such a hard.
She was actually. She was in the original Star Trek.
Yes. But I think Deep Space Nine had the best female supporting cast.
I do too. There are 3 female characters that I grew to love in DS9. There's Major Kira, Kira Nerys. I like Anna Visitor. I think she was really good for the role. I love Terry Farrell. I love Jensea Dax.
Go to our Facebook page and check the pictures we had with her.
Yeah, we had to meet Terry Farrell with Michael Dorn.
With Michael Dorn. He was there too, but
we weren't there. Sorry, Michael Dorn. But then of course you had Jensea's replacement, which I really liked too. Although she only had 1 season to develop. That was Ezri Dex. I really liked Ezri Dex as well. But yeah, I love the characters in that. I love female heroes in general. I always have. I think their fight scenes are more intense. I love the fight scene between the Reavers and River and Serenity. That's just totally badass. I already said the F word, so I can say whatever I want.
It's already gonna be it.
So, but yeah, that's totally badass to me. I thought that was fantastic, and her character is fantastic. I mean,
yeah, she was the first female. Oh, did that come out before Terminator 3? Sarah Connor Chronicles, because she was the female.
Firefly may have it. Movie Serenity too.
Well, because remember, she was the female Terminator.
She was
Sarah Connor Chronicles, which I liked.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that Lena Headley was Sarah Connor.
Yes, Cersei Jones is Sarah Connor.
Yeah, so you didn't know that you have two Sarah Connors in Game of Thrones.
You do, and they're enemies.
Yeah. Speaking of Sarah Connor, they have the original Sarah Connor coming back for the new Terminator movie.
Yes, I saw that. That should be interesting. I hope that. I hope this new movie does it justice, man. I hope
it's James Cameron, and it's a direct sequel to Terminator 2.
Yes. We're rewriting some history, which I think desperately needs to be done. So we'll see how that pans out. But there are so many female characters that I really, really enjoy, to be honest with you. They're just, and they're scattered throughout shows throughout my entire lifetime. I liked relatively unknown to the modern generation, but I liked a woman named Erin Gray in the show Buck Rogers.
Wilma.
Yeah. I liked her character. I've just always liked female heroes, and I will continue to like female heroes. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to do with the fact that they're female. It just has to do with the way they're personified and the way they carry themselves. And I enjoy it. A lot of times I think the female heroes, their battle scenes and things are much more intense than the male battle scenes. I think it's just a good combination.
Yeah, I agree. I guess, like I said, I don't know. I live in a bubble, and I live in my own perfect world. That's why I dip into comic books. So, the hero's the hero, whether it be a woman or a man or whoever. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the She-Hulk series. I'm looking forward to Ms. Marvel series.
Yes.
I was upset that Jessica Jones and all the Netflix series got canceled.
I was too. I really liked those.
Yeah.
And I actually liked the first season of Jessica Jones.
I did too.
I thought it was really good. Actually, I liked that better than Iron Fist.
Yeah. Well, it was better than Iron Fist.
My favorite of the series. My favorite of the series is Daredevil, and then followed probably by Punisher, and then Luke Cage probably after that. Power Man. It was cool. I am disappointed that we lost
I am
those
too.
shows.
But Disney's coming back. The Disney Plus again. Scarlet Witch, the Hawkeye series. Kate Bishop, I guess is the female Hawkeye. I don't know. I have no idea who Kate Bishop is, so I'm gonna have to learn about who she is. that's pretty good. Like I said, yeah, and then said the announcement of She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and other stuff too, the Moon Knight and Love and Thunder.
You know, Black Widow movie.
Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, Black Widow. Villain in that's Taskmaster, who's one of the best Avenger villains out there. So I'm kind of curious to see how they're gonna wrap up Scarlett Johansson's, I guess, Marvel career. Or we're gonna keep on doing prequels.
I mean, because we killed her off.
Yeah. And again, I'm not seeing the movie because it's a woman. Or I'm seeing it because I like the character Black Widow. And again, reading Captain America comic books, she's a very important character in there. So I look forward to it. And again, it doesn't make a difference if it's a female lead or not. I like comic book movies, and I'm gonna go watch them.
Me too.
Not all of them, but because some I don't agree with, like that Joker. But
yeah, we won't talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about that at a later date after it comes out and I can really bash on it. I mean, don't let me discourage you. It may end up being a great movie, but I don't think it doesn't follow into the story plot of Batman and how you have a Joker without Batman. I really don't.
Yeah,
so it is what it is.
So yeah, preview for another episode.
Yeah.
All right, you want to wrap this up? We've been going for a while now.
Yeah, we've been on for a little bit. I think we pretty much covered it. I mean, we can go on and on all day. There are literally hundreds of female heroines out there, and I highly encourage you. If you don't like female heroes, be open-minded. Look, check them out because I think a lot of times they are much deeper characters than their male counterparts. I think it's worth it and worth a watch. And like I said, just give me a good hero. I don't care, male, female. Robin's been both.
Yeah.
There's been a girl Robin and a boy Robin, so it doesn't really matter. No, I like them both the same. So, but overall, I think we've covered a good portion, though.
Yeah, I said our live people that watch this live, you can see in our background we have the A-Force and from Endgame, and I can tell you, like you've heard me say it many times on various podcast episodes. Endgame to me was emotional. And one of those emotional scenes was that A-Force when all the women heroes in the Marvel universe got together in one snapshot. It gives me chills thinking about it. Because it was a powerful moment.
It was.
And you don't realize it, but you're like, wow, yeah, that's you're a cuss or whatever. That's a badass team.
Yeah, we already got a need for that. Sorry about that.
Hey, if you want to make that your new Avengers, I'll see it because those characters are great, and that's what it's about, character.
Yeah, I agree. It is the character. It's the essence of the character that matters.
Right.
I mean, and as long as they stay true to that, you could deviate in different ways. You know how I feel about. You go off on a tangent. It destroys my view of everything. But you could change things a little bit. But as long as you're true to the essence of the character, the story stays true. And for that, it doesn't matter whether you're male, female, genderless, if you're white, black, African, Asian, whatever, Martian, I don't care. You're Martian man, whatever you want. That doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. They're a hero, and it's like you said. If that one Comic-Con we went to, that was a pretty cool thing. There's been a big thing in the news, the last couple of years about, they're stealing our culture, they're stealing this because people dress up like one form. You know what? That should be the highest form of flattery, actually, regardless of what your race or gender is. That person loves you and wants to emulate you. That should be considered a higher form of flattery and not anything else.
Good.
So, and on that note, I think we've had a pretty good episode.
All right, yeah. Before I go, let's just plug. We got to plug.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So again, always plug Bobby Warden for his Two Veterans Online, Hero Talk. So the Hero Talk Network is on YouTube, so you can watch this video on YouTube. If you, we have Truth Talk, where Steve talks about conspiracy theories
on your box.
On my box, where I rant and rave about comic book movies with a lot of cussing.
That one gets me.
Yeah. And I always want to thank Austin Green for all the work he's done, for this logo. So he's in school, so check Green Dot Designs. He needs money. He's a college kid, so help him out. That's support.
Also, like to thank our producer Brandon Hanna for providing us with a studio and for editing our video,
I thank you. So
and our co-producer who is not here.
she's not here. She's in New York, so I told her to send some pictures. Put on the Instagram page. She's New York Fair, riding on the Batmobile and the Jurassic Park. So you're still in our hearts, Kaylee. And Russell, if you ever want to come back, you can come back too.
Yeah, that's our other co-producer. He disappears sometimes.
Okay. Yes. He has one.
I've been rubbing off on him. You know, he's a young kid, and he's got a lot of things going on in his life. That's why he doesn't come up often. But he was our original co-producer, and I've recently turned him on to. A lot of young people don't like black and white movies or old movies. I turned him on to old movies, man. He's watched 1930 short old movies with Basil Rathbone, and come on, man, it's good stuff. And he's loving it because he's got an open mind. So that's the key thing. That's my message of the day. Keep an open mind when you look at things, no matter what their age, what their gender, or what their race. We're all human beings.
Yep. Listen. You don't have to like it. Just listen.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tune in next time when we talk about something we haven't said yet. But we'll figure that out coming up here soon.
We'll be back.
And we'll be back. You listen to
Hero Talk.